Hey, what's up everybody? Just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to do these images. So I got myself some Photoshop open. I'm going to go to Pexels and download some random pictures. Let's see here, I'll just take the first three that are on here. I'm going to download the large original size, hit free download. It's going to give me the option to donate and whatnot. I don't need all that. It's already down. It's already downloading right here. Download this guy, original. That one started, and then I'll download this one. Little peepee hole, peephole, porthole. Let's see here. Got three images. Go to my desktop and put them all in a folder called, let's see here, assignment. Or if you're not on a Windows computer, I'm sorry, I don't have a Mac. Still, it's pretty much the same exact process. Paste those in there. So now my desktop's cleaned off, but I have this stuff inside of this folder. Now, I'm going to go to Photoshop and do the first way to optimize images. And I like to use this if I'm doing a whole bunch of images and I don't have the time to go through and individually make them super tiny or small or, optimized for web. I go to File, Scripts, Image Processor. I'm going to select the folder from my desktop. Now that I have the folder selected, that's all I'm selecting is the folder. I always run everything at 2048 by 2048 and do quality like 4 or 5. We'll do 5 on this one just for the heck of it. And save as JPEG, save in same location. What that's going to do is going to put them in another little subfolder. It's called JPEG or something like that. We'll hit run. It'll go blinky blinky. That was 3 images. So now if we go inside a JPEG, actually just for instance here, let's hover on this guy so we can get some information about it. I think on a Mac, when you click on it, you get that little side pane of information. What we're going to do is just, on Windows computer, I'm just going to hover on it so I can see those pixel dimensions and I can see that size. It's 817 kilobytes for this little peephole, porthole thing. So 817, now what's it down to? 110. Still a little high, but that's actually a really good size for web. 100 kilobytes, downloads fairly quickly. And now it's down to 1365 by 2048. So that means the largest side, which right in this instance is the vertical side, so a portrait. The portrait vertical is 2048. Now, if I was going to utilize this photo as a big background somewhere, I probably want to take it in and crop it unless I'm trying to utilize it for maybe just a mobile background. Then vertical is perfect. Most people stare at their phone vertically. They don't turn it sideways to browse. So now that I have this, I'm just going to take the peephole one. I'm just going to call it image 1. I believe I told you guys to call it bulk. Image 1 bulk. So I want to go back and open up the one that's not the one that I named yet. This one's the original size. I'm going to open it by itself with Photoshop. All right, got this image in here. So this is what the legacy format of, or the legacy style of saving for web, which is Command-Shift-Alt-S. There's no longer a save for web in the menu anymore, just kind of a bummer. It used to be, but it means I'm just old, I guess. So Control-Shift-Alt-S or Command-Shift-Option-S will give you this dialog. you're going to want to make sure you selected JPEG, and you can do quality 50. And I like to make sure it's clicked progressive for the web. And what that means is everything will blur in and load instead of loading one line at a time. So if you got like a slow internet connection and the image doesn't load real fast, if progressive isn't clicked, it will go one line at a time from left to right to fill that image in kind of vertically down. If it's progressive, it'll load what it can of the pixels, just kind of blurry, and then they'll blur in. You don't really see that as much unless the image is really, really big and you don't have a very good internet connection anymore. But back in the day, that's what it did. So I'm going to go to my highest side again, make it 2048 width, height, because I knew that I had a vertical image. JPEG, quality 50 with progressive. That's my preference. You don't have to do that. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it in here with assignment 4. And I'm going to call this one image 1 legacy. Now I'm going to save this again using what is now the current export as dialog screen that pops up. It's almost the same exact thing. So Control Shift Alt W. The way I try to memorize it is web. So Control Alt Shift W makes me save for web instead of just save now. This screen pops up. What we want to do with this is we can actually come in here and change our scale. Now that scales it down. We can tell it a quality rating. I'll do 50%. And I believe the save location screen will pop up right here. And yeah, this is a JPEG. So we're going to call this one image 1. What did I call it again? Export as or something like export as. So now we can kind of get a look at what those did. So I'm going to go into the one that we shrunk using the bulk edit. I'm going to cut it out of there and put it in here so it sits right next to all those other ones that we just worked on. So what does bulk get us down to? 110. Legacy save as, actually, no, that's not legacy. This is legacy. That's 118, so that's actually not as good as the bulk editor. And then 149 if we do the export as. So it's better than whatever the original was, which was like 817. But as you can see, we've shrunken these by almost, a seventh or something of the size, which will make them load much, much faster when you go to put stuff on web. And that's what you always want. Fast as possible, small as possible without losing good resolution. So let's see here. I'm going to go to a new tab so we can look at our D2L. Sorry, this is kind of like blinking my face on and off again here. It's just something to do with this Loom setup. Somewhat new to that. All right. And I'm going to pretend to be one of you guys. We're going to go to week, no, not week 4, week 5. There's a funny GIF in there. Week 5 GIF. And assignment 4. And you're going to hit upload. And you're going to drag in those 3 images that you just edited. Bam, bam, bam. Once I get those, I'll see that you named them the way I had asked you and that they are no longer huge. So, yay. We're going to call that one macaroni. Worked out.